How y'all doing? Welcome. Happy Father's Day to the fathers in the room. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started since it's 15 after. There it goes. Yeah, 15 after now. And because the holidays turnout won't be as big. So I was like, okay, so today we have more of a conversation and we answer some of the questions that you all have asked me over the last few weeks. Just waiting for those ladies to get here because one of them asked the main question. She's going to miss it. But let's do a couple housekeeping things first. So the special for today is lasagna. The chef made it special last night because we normally do lasagna only on Wednesdays. So he made special lasagna just for you all today for Father's Day. So feel free to do that. Or if you don't want that, the full menu is still available. What else? Our last class is June 30th, which I think is 2 more Sundays left. We'll do something, but it won't be this. All right, I'll send it to y'all in the email. And let's see. I'll be here. Well, we're going to keep Sundays as community outreach and education here. I just don't know what that will look like. It may be another chef coming in doing something. It might be me doing something. I don't know. We're still putting our heads together on that until we get funding again. Yeah, and her name was Brooklyn. That's who I couldn't remember her name. It was Brooklyn. Is the contact person at Arts and Science Council if you all wanted to reach out to her, Brooklyn Miller, to say you want the class to come back. And Claudia is her boss. Claudia and Brooklyn at Arts and Science Council of Mecklenburg County. No obligation whatsoever, but they listen to the community. They don't listen to me. So if you want to have it come back, and when it opens up again, I'll reapply for funding, and when we get approved, and I'll let y'all know that the class is back, okay? Yep, Claudia and Brooklyn at Arts and Science Council of Mecklenburg County, who graciously sponsors this class. So I had something else to say, but I cannot remember. We'll say something else? Okay. All right, well, I would just start off by saying for today's class, this is the first Father's Day in 4 years that I didn't wake up in tears. Because for someone who know me, someone who don't really know, my father was my absolute best friend in life since I was a child. And he was taken from us 4 years ago through to medical malfeasance. And because of his death is why I even do this class. So I'm glad to be here with you all today. And that through his death, I've been able to do a whole different career because I was a corporate person for most of my adult life. So Leslie had the pleasure of knowing my father, and yeah, he's just a great person. And anything that's good about me is because of him, 100%. So just wanted to say that. Okay. So what we're going to make today, we're going to do a sesame ginger noodle salad, and we're going to do an almond butter blondie. So this is kind of a semi no cook recipe, just cook the noodles basically. And we're going to do that. Sorry, I'm emotional. I cannot help it. I miss him tremendously. So you said what now? Yeah, he's always with me. Just miss him in the physical. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So today's conversation. So we had some questions that were asked. Sorry, guys. We had some questions that were asked about MSG, sugar alcohols, mushrooms. And if you all have other questions, as far as our lecture portions, that we can discuss that as well. So anything that needs to be reinforced, happy to reinforce, particularly if it has to do with anything organic. Okay, happy to reinforce that. So I think it was a week or two ago, I used a seasoning that had the horrific MSG in it. And one of the ladies said, "Oh my God, that seasoning has MSG. That's poison." Did you know it had MSG in it? I said, yeah. And she said, well, isn't it bad? I said, well, it depends. Okay, I said we'll talk about it. So I said we can talk about it today. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. How you doing? You can come on in right there. So anybody know what MSG is? Oh, okay. All right. Anybody know what that means? Very close. Like you're almost there. No. So in 1 teaspoon of table salt is 2,400 milligrams of sodium, and 1 teaspoon of MSG is 700 milligrams of sodium. So actually, when you add MSG to something, it doesn't make it salty. You actually add less salt. You actually lose less sodium because of how it works. So every time we've made recipes in here, I always talk about glutamates. Y'all have heard me talk about glutamates, right? And when I've talked about it, it's what gives you that umami flavor, that savoriness to a dish, especially if it's supposed to be anything that's supposed to replicate a former dead animal. Okay, we always say to have that unctuousness that you like in eating the meat, you have to have that replication in the vegetable form. Otherwise, it just tastes blah blah blah. Right? So we will add nutritional yeast. We'll add sun-dried tomatoes. We'll add peas. We'll add soy sauce or coconut aminos. We add these things that have lots of glutamates in them because that's what adds the flavor. That's what gives us that that tastes good, right? Which is our fifth taste profile, which is called umami. Umami it's a Japanese word which means savory in English. Okay, that thing that just makes you say that is called umami, and that umami is directly related to glutamates. Now MSG, you all said, stands for what again? Monosodium glutamate. Okay, so we just talked about glutamate. So glutamates in and of themselves are naturally occurring in foods. Okay, so MSG naturally occurs in food. It's not a man-made thing. It's in most of your meats, which is why meats can taste so savory and good when you cook them up really well. It's why it does taste so good. It's the MSG that's in them, right? But that's why other plant foods that I just named that have lots of glutamates in them have that, because it's naturally occurring in the food. Now, science or whatever can create its own MSG, and you do it from fermented sugarcane, from fermented beets. So that's typically where they do it from now. And they used to originally do it from seaweed, but it was more expensive. It's cheaper for them to do it through the beets and the sugarcane after they ferment it. So I just wanted to let you all know it is a naturally occurring compound. So there some things are good, some things are bad. You don't want too much of anything, because they have this thing. It's called Chinese restaurant syndrome. That's an actual syndrome, okay? And that's where from 1968, when this whole ban against MSG came out, was because someone connected them getting sick from eating Chinese food that had an exorbitant amount of MSG. And that's when the campaign came out about it. That's why people know the phrase but don't know what it is. You just hear MSG, you hear bad, you hear Chinese food. It's kind of the buzzwords, right? And nothing's kind of filled in. So this Chinese food that you eat in the United States is not actual Chinese food. This is Americanized Chinese food. Okay, it is nothing like actual Chinese food, where you don't see Chinese people eating at Chinese restaurants in the United States, unless you don't, because they don't eat that. That's not what they eat. Okay, so that's a separate conversation. Okay, so yes, if you have too much MSG, then it becomes a neurotoxin. Okay, because glutamate in itself, glutamate is one of your amino acids. It's readily abundant. It's one of the most abundant ones in the body. Okay, and it's a neurotransmitter as well. So when someone has an abundance of MSG, that neurotransmitter can become toxic, and that's why it can affect your nervous system. Okay, so but that takes a lot of MSG. That's you eating out every single day. MSG, the stuff that people normally get it in, because people normally think about it with Asian food, right? They kind of got a bad rap for that. But you know how you're addicted to KFC and Chick-fil-A? And they always say Chick-fil-A got the crack in it because it's so good. It's MSG, okay? Lots of MSG. All right. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Lots of MSG. Frozen pizzas. Lots of MSG. Okay. It's not just because they say, it's not because they say my pleasure. Okay. It's not that. It's the MSG. Most bouillon cubes have MSG. So the ones that say low sodium, they say low sodium because they have added MSG. Okay. So you're getting MSG in multiple sources, and then you only associate with certain things, right? So if you have a seasoning where like one of the last ingredients is MSG, you're getting a 1/16 of a teaspoon of MSG. That's naturally occurring, right? And that amount is not bad, because if you're cooking most of your foods, you're not going to KFC, you're not going to Chick-fil-A. Doritos and Pringles have tons of MSG. That's why when people eat them, they can eat the whole bag in one sitting, right? It keeps that when you eat something that's like you keep eating and eating, and it brings you back. It draws you back, right? Because they're using it way more than occurs in nature. When you're using the amount in nature, it just adds like, oh God, that's really good. It's satisfying. But when you add too much and you're doing it too often, that's when it has those types of side effects, right? The other thing is it's in canned soup. I hope no one's doing canned soup. That doesn't even sound appealing. But if you're still doing canned soup, please stop. It's very simple to make your own soup, and it's in frozen prepared foods. Because frozen food, and when you freeze anything, just like when you make ice cream, you have to really put tons of flavor in the ice cream, because by nature of it being cold, when you taste it, the flavor is dulled. So they add that MSG to frozen food so that when you heat it up, there's still some kind of flavor there. Otherwise, it'd just be bland, like totally bland. And most frozen food when I used to eat, it was still bland. I still would add salt and pepper and stuff to it. But that's all the stuff that typically like lots of MSG is in. Who knew that? Or did you just think it was in Asian restaurants and hoisin sauce and stuff? Huh? Right. Keep you coming back, right? But Chinese food, but that Chick-fil-A that people are just hooked to. Like, I've never passed a Chick-fil-A and the line's not wrapped around the corner. I've never seen a Chick-fil-A empty unless it's closed, right? And everyone says, "Do they have crack in it?" No, it's MSG. Okay, lots of it. All right, same thing with Kentucky Fried Chicken. So if you just use a fraction of it, because it's naturally occurring in natural foods, okay, that's the point I'm trying to hit home. It's a naturally occurring substance that sometimes food scientists will manipulate to make you can become addicted to the food, okay, because that it's always that. It's like Doritos aren't that great, but there's something about it that just keeps me eating that whole bag, or those Pringles or whatever, okay. It's the MSG, okay. It's a neurotransmitter. And that's why when you overconsume MSG, so if someone has a MSG, if you eat too much MSG, that's when you get diagnosed with Chinese restaurant syndrome. That's what they called it, even though you're not probably getting it from there, because unless you're eating there all day, every day. That's when you'll have problems with your nervous system. That's when you'll have it, because it's a neurotransmitter. Okay, so if you want to buy MSG, you can actually make your own MSG from mushrooms, from sea kelp, from sun-dried tomatoes. This little thing right here, this accent, this is MSG. Okay, and you sprinkle. I mean, when I have used it, and I only have this because every Nigerian I know, when they make their jollof rice, they put a little bit of this in it. Okay, and it's a huge difference. Like if you blind cook something and put, I'm talking about a quarter teaspoon, a 1/16, an eighth of a teaspoon of MSG on it, and have the same thing cooked the same way without it, give it to somebody, it will taste completely different. Hi, darling. Oh, got the hair done, everything. I see you. Okay. Came here showing out on Father's Day. Okay. It's a huge difference in the taste because of the glutamates, right? It does not require much. You're not going to see me say add a tablespoon of this or that. Right, I've had this jar for years, okay, because I hardly ever use it. When I do use it, it's like, but it makes a huge difference, Okay, so I said that all that say MSG in and of itself, not harmful because it's naturally occurring in foods. In abundance when you're eating a highly processed diet, this American convenience food diet, that's when it's a problem. Okay, so I'm assuming most of y'all did not know that it's already in food. Glutamates are already in food, and when it's paired with sodium, it's already in foods. That's where that comes from. Okay, did y'all know that? Just new? Okay, I didn't know. Okay, so again, when we hear words, make sure we know what they mean, and don't just take the whatever the mainstream is saying. Let's understand where it's coming from, because there's always a little bit of truth in something, right? So don't be fearful of anything you shouldn't be fearful of, and just the stuff you should avoid. Okay, just knowledge is power, as they say. Any other questions about MSG in particular that y'all want to discuss?
How do they make that? That's what I'm saying. Where does that come from? How do they make it?
So when they make this, it's an extract. You just extract it. So I don't know specifically where Accent does it. I don't know if they do this from mushrooms, kelp, or from beets or sugarcane, but it's going to be from one of those 4 sources. And if they are extracting it from like the beets, or particularly, you want to make sure, hi, welcome, love, and action. Hey, y'all can come around here and order. You want to make sure that it's non-GMO, because most beets are genetically modified. Okay, that's where most of the sugar in the United States is genetically modified sugar. Okay, that's your white sugar. Any other questions? Comments? Y'all good?
Yes.
So we're good on MSG. The other thing to talk about is sugar alcohols. Your erythritols, your xylitols, your anything that ends with an OL is a sugar alcohol. So what do y'all know about sugar alcohols? Tell me what y'all know, or what you think you know. Gives you the runs, yes. Huh? Since all the energy drinks, when they say no sugar added, that's another thing. Hi, welcome, Love in Action. I'm doing great, thank you. What else do y'all know about it? It's a food additive category per the FDA. And some of them are listed as natural sweeteners, some of them. All the crystallites, the equals, the I can't remember all those names for this stuff. It's poison, and that's my personal opinion on that. So anything that ends with the all, so all those artificial sweeteners, right? And then they'll say 0 calorie and 0 sugar added, and all these things. So you make you feel like, oh, it's not going to spike my blood sugar because it's not really sugar, right? Because your body can't digest it at all. And most people who consume them, especially on a regular basis, you're going to have diarrhea, you're going to have bloating, you're going to have lots of joint discomfort, because your body doesn't know what to do. Your body's like, what is this? And it's trying to get it out. So if you get diarrhea, it's a good thing, because your body's like, get it out quickly, because this is not supposed to be here. Okay? So that's something that we don't want. So if you want a low-calorie sweetener that's not a natural sweetener, like a dates or date sugar, coconut or coconut sugar, coconut nectar, coconut sugar, maple, something that's naturally occurring, then you want to use something like a stevia or a monk fruit. Okay, like I said, for any, personally, there's just an aftertaste that if I feed it to the masses when I'm doing catering, they just won't like it. It's like, oh, this is why I don't do vegan. Okay, and that's why I don't use it typically. It's a acquired taste. It's not that bad or anything like that. It's an acquired taste. Once you're used to it, you're used to it. But for a person who's used to eating table sugar and then they try to switch to monk fruit, you're like, what is this? This is that vegan crap. I don't want no vegan nothing. Okay, that's what that comes from. Okay, so I'm conscious with that. So you just want to make sure you eat things that your body knows what to do with. And sugar alcohols, they don't know your body does not know what to do with that. And it's a lot of, anytime I've consumed them, my body does not like it. And some people eat so much junk, you don't even know if your body likes it or not, because you're so backed up anyway. You won't even know. Okay. And in those situations, what I suggest for you to do, find out what your bowel transit time is. Your bowel transit time should be between 14 and 22 hours, ideally 18 hours, right? To make sure that everything you're eating for that day has come out. If it's coming out 2 and 3 days later and you're not having a bowel movement at least every single day, talking about sugar, alcohol is all, you're not eating the right things and you're backed up, and you've got to get that system running properly. Okay, it's got to be running. Everything that's in it, because it's becoming putrefied, and that's why it smells horrible when you go to the bathroom. That's why you have all these other health problems. That's what you want to focus on first. Okay, so these are just questions I wanted to answer in our miscellaneous week, when that knew it was going to be like a low attendance week, right? So just answering the question that you all have asked me. Any other questions on sugar, alcohol? So we talked about MSG. Any other questions on sugar, alcohols? No. You're good? Okay. The other question that was asked me was about mushrooms. And so first thing I want to say, in most grocery stores in the United States, the 3 most popular mushroom are the exact mushroom. It's the same mushroom, okay? So your white baby bellas, okay, your cremini and your portobellos are the same mushroom in different stages, okay? It's the same mushroom. Just like I told you all, a green bell pepper is the same thing as a red bell pepper, just not ripe, okay? It just goes through those stages. The same thing with the white bella. It hasn't been exposed into sunlight. White bellas are portobellos, just babies, okay? Cremini is the teenage phase. And then portobellos are the same. So they sell you the same mushroom 3 different ways, okay? So that's the first thing. And that's what you're going to find. 95% of American grocery stores, the same mushroom sold to you different ways, okay? And they'll have different names. So the cremini sounds more fancy, so they can charge extra 50 cents for that one, right? It's the same mushroom, okay? It's the same mushroom. So when you have a mushroom, so say, for example, we're taking the portobello because it's the same mushroom. You flip it over, you see those gills, right? When you see those gills, that means that's a fresher mushroom. When it starts to detach or there's no gills there, some stores try to get slick and get rid of the gills so they can still sell at the regular price. That's an older mushroom, okay? And so if you don't care, then you don't care. But if you just want to know that you're buying something fresh and what you're spending, because sometimes mushrooms can be pricey, and especially if they're UV rated mushrooms, that gives you your vitamin D in the mushroom. You want to make sure you're getting fresh mushrooms. Okay, it is a fungus. It is part of the fungus kingdom. It is very, very, very medicinal for the body. The mycelium network of how mushrooms grow is phenomenal. It's amazing. There's so many documentaries on that. You should definitely check it out, see how they grow and how they connect and how they weave in all these nutrients. So it's something that you want to consume. As a person that used to be allergic to mushrooms, I still really can't really do portobellos, but I can do oyster mushrooms. I can do all the expensive mushrooms. My body was picky. They said I can do lion's mane, I can do chicken in the woods, but the basic ones, my body was not feeling them for whatever reason. So whatever your body says, give them a chance, because mushrooms are very medicinal. They do different things for different parts of the body. They have so many nutrients in them that you can't get out of regular plant foods or animal foods for those who are still doing that. So it's something to consume, okay? But that's how you want to make sure you pick they should not be slimy, should not have a smell. It should have like a slightly sweet smell. But if they're slimy, they're trash them. Like, don't do it. It's not good. It's not good, okay? They should be dry. They shouldn't really have a smell, maybe a slightly sweet smell, and they should have all their gills, okay? Yes, ma'am.
So if we get the dried mushrooms,
Oh, yeah.
or lion's mane comes in capsules,
Yeah.
how good or bad is that?
Okay, dried mushrooms are fantastic, and dried mushrooms are a way to get the more exotic mushrooms, because it's expensive for the grocery stores to bring in those other specialty kind of mushrooms, and people don't buy them and they rot. So if you buy them dry, you can get the porcinis and the chanterelles and stuff. You can have them at any time. You just rehydrate them and you get that depth of flavor, and you get a great mushroom broth with it. So it's like a win-win. I'm a total fan of that. Make sure in those cases when they say dry, make sure you can get them organic. Okay, that's the best way to weed out a lot of the other stuff, because we don't want mushrooms in particular are a sponge, so we definitely don't want any pesticide spray on them. I mean, it's just absorbing it. Okay, just let that go. Yep.
So I sometimes will peel the skin off, and I'm thinking, am I taking off the best part of the mushroom?
You can't, I mean, no, the mushroom as itself as a whole is good, so it's fine. You can do that. Just make sure when you purchase it that is there. That can tell you how old it is.
You said, if it gets a little slimy, throw it out.
Yes.
Just peel off the skin.
Did you buy it slimy, or it just became slimy in your house? That's different. I'm saying don't buy them slimy. Yeah. I've been known to, if I'm cooking for in the house, I'm fine. But when I'm cooking for the public, I wouldn't do it for the public. Yep. Yes. Okay. Great question. Culinary school answer is absolutely not. Use a damp rag and you wipe off the dirt. Post culinary school, absolutely yes. You can do you can do it. Okay, sorry. The question is, are you supposed to wash mushrooms? So in culinary school, you will get slapped hard if you are caught washing mushrooms, because mushrooms, like I just said, are a sponge, right? And you're trying to add flavor to the mushroom, and then you're clogging it with water, right? And then when you squeeze it out, it can change the texture. But most applications, how we use mushrooms today, you're going to be cooking them anyway, and it will still absorb the flavor. And sometimes it actually is better when you actually like wash them in water. So it would just depend on the application, but in general, either way, it's acceptable. I'm just telling you, if you ask a person who's a straight culinary student and went to culinary school, they're going to tell you absolutely not. Take a wet rag and hand wipe off the dirt, like I did up until like this year, and wipe it off. And then but you can also wash them. Hey, welcome, Love in Action. How you doing? Welcome back, rather. Yeah, so you can definitely do that. It's a great question. Any other questions on that? Yeah, question, Leon? Oh, okay. Okay, so we talked about MSG. We talked about sugar alcohols. We talked about mushrooms. We have like 2 minutes left. Hey, Lewis. Welcome, Love in Action. Welcome back. Hey, y'all. Hey, close the door, baby. Thank you. Okay. Don't let out the little tiny bit of air we have in this place. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Yes. You got a question, sir? Tofu. Yes.
What types of tofu? I know you can get soy.
Red lentil, chickpea, pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yep.
What does it matter? What it's made of? What's wet or dry?
What matters is that it's organic. If you're buying the soy kind of tofu, make sure it's organic, which I've never seen non-organic soy tofu, but make sure it's organic. And depending on what you're going to use it for is what matters the most, how dense or dry it is. So if you're trying to use it like quote unquote as a meat replacement, like a chicken or something like that, you're going to want the extra firm or super firm tofu. If you want to do like a mousse or something like that, you're going to want the silken. If you're doing like a soup, you're going to want the firm or the medium. So it depends on which application you're going to use the tofu for. And if you're doing any kind of meat replacement, I heavily suggest you to press the tofu, get all the extra water out so it can absorb more marinade. And then that's how it won't be bland when you cook it. You can do that. So you can either buy a tofu press, or you can take a teak towel or a cheesecloth and put like heavy books or a cast iron skillet on top of it and just let it press off like 20 minutes, and you'll see a lot of water come out, and it'll go from like this to like this. And then when you cut it up and you put the marinade on it, then it's going to absorb. And then toss in some type of starch if you want it to be crispy. Yep. Yep.
So while we're on the subject of soy, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago, you used to see soy was all the rage. Health magazine, especially for women. And then soy went from all the rage to don't do it. What happened?
Let's talk about it. We did talk about this before, but let's talk about it again. Okay. First thing was soy. Soy is a bean, just like a kidney bean, a white bean, whatever. So remember, there's always propaganda out there. So it's like, why are they now all of a sudden anti-soybean? And this both sides of the fence. I'm going to explain both sides. So when more people are starting to go plant-based and eating less animals, and then they're going to the soybean because soy is a complete protein, right? We've talked about that. And it has the fats, your carbs, and your protein all in one thing. That's a direct competitor to eating animals. So then they're going to slander that, okay? So that's from that perspective. But also from that perspective, because we are mass CAFO meat, we talked about confined animal feeding operations. We talked about where 95% of the animals that you eat in the United States when you go to the grocery store come from those. It's not like they show on the TV, like the cows out in this pasture and they're just having this luxury life and then one day they're just killed. Nope, that's not how it is in the United States. So when you're getting most of your animal products, animal meats and things from CAFO lots, right? Where was I going with that? I just thought about the cashier on the pound and on the pasture, and just my whole heart went with that. Well, let me talk about something else. I'll remember what I was about to say on that. But so anyway, so soy. So the soy, most of the soy, I think it's 87% of the soy grown in the United States is grown for animal feeding, and it's genetically modified. Okay, so that's where the other side comes in. So they're saying to stay away from soy because it's been genetically modified and they use all that for animal feed, right? So that's why I say make sure if you're going to buy soy tofu that you buy the organic kind. Hi, welcome. Are you a little cute? Oh, y'all cute today. Okay, I see. I gotta step my game up. I see. Coming up and here with y'all. My little Ross dress ain't cutting it. I gotta do better. Y'all are kind. Okay. So anyway, so that's where that also came from, because as more and more animals were being placed on these CAFO lots, more and more soy was being grown for them. Okay, so they're saying all the farmland is going to feed the animals, not to feed us, and then it's all genetically modified and Roundup ready soybean. So that's what they're saying. Don't eat it because of that. But the ones that humans actually eat that they sell to us are already organic. I've never seen them sell non-organic tofu. I've never seen it. I'm not gonna say it's not out there. I just haven't seen it. So that's why I say you have to make sure it's organic. And so that's when people who still eat meat say, oh, I don't do soy. Well, if you're eating meat, you're eating soy, because that's what they're eating. Okay, that's what they're eating, plus the antibiotics, plus the hormones, plus all the other things. You're eating all that. Okay.
They talk about the rise of people who are saying they're allergic to soy water, things like that, compared to like they were doing peanuts growing up in school.
Right, so she's talking about the rise of soy allergies. So the rise of allergens, period, it's been on the rise because, and this is my personal opinion, and it's slightly backed up. Like there are some PubMed articles that back this up, but it's not accepted as consensus yet. So that's why I'm saying my opinion. Allergens have risen as they have risen the pesticides they put on everything. So all this gluten-free trend that's happening now, wheat is one of the most heavily sprayed crops with that glyphosate. And so all of a sudden you have all these people who have celiac disease, which is always less than 1% of the population, or people who have gluten intolerance, all of a sudden, right? But the same trend of gluten intolerance is the same trend of glyphosate, which is Roundup. Okay, Roundup Ready, when you hear that, that's the pesticide they spray on. And they genetically modify crops and seeds to make them Roundup resistant. So that means the crops can still grow even when they're sprayed with it, so everything else around it can die and it can still grow. Okay, y'all letting out my little bit of air. No, you're kidding. Thank you, Lewis. Yeah, so that's why you want to avoid that. So that's number one, just on why they started to try to demonize something that is just a bean. Then they're going to also bring up the fact that, particularly in Asia, Asians eat lots of soy, and they have the lowest amounts of breast cancer, right? Because the little bit of estrogen that is in, I say a little bit compared to the stuff that's xenoestrogens. Lord have mercy, y'all. Hi, welcome, Love in Action. I just feel heat wave coming every time. This old system can't keep up with that, but it's okay. Anyway, they have the lowest amount of cancers, of breast cancer, because when you eat a phytoestrogen, what does phyto mean again? Plant. Anytime you hear the word phyto means plant in the Greek. Anytime you eat a phytoestrogen, it covers the same receptor cells that our human estrogens cover, and also that those xenoestrogens cover. And as we talked about several times, xenoestrogens are 1,000 times stronger than your own human estrogens. So that's why men and women are having an overabundance of estrogens in their bodies, right? So when you eat the plant estrogens and it covers those sites, those really powerful xenoestrogens can't cover that same site. Okay, Now, I know a lot of people are going to be soy free, or they're going to talk about Dr. Sabi and all that. This is all your personal choice. I'm just giving you the information. You do what you will with it, right? I'm not saying eat soy, don't eat soy. I'm just saying this is what it is, this is what it's not, and you can make a choice. For me personally, I will consume soy sometimes. It's not something I'm going to have on my diet every day. Not because I don't like it, just there's so many other things to eat. I don't need a meat thing on my plate, a meat substitute on my plate. I just don't need that. Xenoestrogen. Pull out your water bottle you just pulled out. Xenoestrogens, right there in that, okay? The receipt paper we print out, xenoestrogens. Breathing this toxic air, xenoestrogens. Chemicals you spray in your house that smell good, like the Gains and all that stuff, xenoestrogens. It is in everything. It is everywhere. That's why you see so many men that have gynecomastia. You have seen so many men that start to have hips, and they start to have more feminine-like shape. This is from all of the estrogens. It's not just from the food we consume. It's environmental. Okay, it is everywhere. It is everywhere. So trying to live as less toxic as possible, being aware of what those xenoestrogens are. They're very, very, very powerful. So consuming plant estrogen, which is less powerful than your own human ones, and then you have these xenoestrogens that are 1,000 times stronger than your human ones. It's not a fair fight. It's not a fair fight. So eating a piece of tofu versus what we're dealing with out here in the world doesn't even compare. Hi, welcome. How you doing? You come in, you order right up there. Yeah.
So if I'm full of xenoestrogens,
Uh-huh.
how do I eliminate that?
Oh,
How do I question out?
y'all should know okay, her question is, if she's full of xenoestrogens, I'm not saying you are, I'm just saying our world is, okay? Yeah, our world is full of xenoestrogens. You just want to be aware of just being less toxic as much as you can, just being aware of buying clean ingredients in terms of what you swallow and what you breathe in and what you surround yourself with the clothes you wear, all the things. You just want to be as aware as possible, not scared where you can't live your life. Just be aware, right? So she's saying, if I have this in my body, how can I get rid of them? So to answer that, for folks who've been in this class, what are the 4 ways our body eliminates? Sweat via the what gland? Sweat via the skin. Okay, what's the next one? Urine via the kidneys. You got to know the organs of elimination, right? So you know what organs you're cleansing, right? So we have skin and kidneys, which is sweat and urine so far. What else? Breath via the lungs. And what else? Poop via the, okay, all right, or liver. Those are our elimination organs, okay? And so all 4 of those things you should be doing every day. You should be doing a breathing exercise, not just breathing regularly, purposefully breathing every single day, because the most oxygenating thing to the body is to breathe, right? It's the most alkalizing thing to the body you can do is to do breathing exercises. You should sweat every day. You should have some kind of movement every day, at least 20 minutes a day. Walk, okay? That's all like right now with my crazy skill, all I can really do is walk my dogs, right? Briskly walk my dogs. All right, but you got to move your butt every day. You cannot sit at home all day. You can't go to a job where you sit at a computer all day, come home, sit down, watch TV all day, and then you talking about, no, you got to move your body all day. Our bodies are designed to move because not only do you need to move, like our heart pumps our blood, right? But our waste system, our waste management system of the body is the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system does not have a heart. The only way the lymphatic system moves is if you move. So if you're stagnant all the time or sedentary, have a sedentary lifestyle, the lymphatic drainage is not happening. That's your waste. Hey, Charles, that is not, nothing's happening there. Okay. So that's the most important thing. So when you see people that get swollen legs and swollen things, I already know they're not active, right? You don't have to know you're not active. It doesn't matter what you tell me. You're not active. Okay. It doesn't matter what you tell me. You're not. You could be doing more than what you think you're doing. That's what has to happen. You have to move your arms. You have to move your legs, because where you have all your lymph nodes, right, in those places around your joints and all that stuff, if you're not moving, it's not eliminating. And that is so just think about a trash can that's full to the brim, enclosed, and does not get dumped out. What's going to happen? It's going to back up and cause other problems, right? Because the waste that's trying to be eliminated, it's not going anywhere, because there's no heart muscle to pump your lymphatic waste out like the heart does for the blood. So you have to move. You don't have to be a triathlete, okay? You just have to move your body, okay, in the way that you like. I can consistently say I know I'm gonna walk my dogs every day because one of them needs it. If y'all have met Miles, he's a very active dog. He's got to be walked. My little Chihuahua and them, they run around the house, enough exercise for them. Okay, walking up the street, they're done. All right, so you had to see what, if it's gardening is a lot of work, right? That's a lot of work, right? If that's what you can commit to doing, whatever that looks like for you, if it's roller skating, whatever you like to do doesn't feel like exercise, dancing, like come to Purple Shaw Steppers on Thursday, okay? Whatever it is you like to do, move, okay? Because your muscles will atrophy, and after the age of 30, I think it is. Hi, Trudy. Welcome to Love in Action. You start to lose about 5% of muscle mass every year. So you want to make sure that you're doing those things, okay? So I just dwelled on that particular point. I know we need to go ahead and start cooking soon. We're way over now. So we had the sweat. So I talked about the movement, not only just because we need to eliminate via sweat, but also for our lymphatic system. Yes, our lymphatic system. And lymphatic system is your waste management system of the body. Okay? P is for your kidneys. Colon and liver. Thank you. Appreciate you. I do it every Sunday. Yes, sir. See you. That's right. That's right. Okay. We talked about skin via the, and we talked about sweating via the skin. We talked about urination via the kidneys. Okay. What was the next thing we were going to say? Oh. Okay. Don't forget the question. Huh? Breathing. So do you all know how to do a proper breathing exercise? Come on, Yvonne.
Oh, I know me a candidate.
Okay, I ain't gonna put her on the spot. Okay, but you want to do breathing. There's plenty of YouTube videos you can watch. But the first thing, like just a basic 4-1-4. We can just do a 4-1-4. Okay, breathe in for 4, and when you breathe in, you want to breathe in from your nose, and you want to make sure that it tucks this in, right? Your belly shouldn't still be hanging out, right? So, and then once you get to 4, you want to hold it. And then you want to slowly press, like blow it out through your mouth. Okay? And you want to extend it. So you want to do it, you can do 8, 8, and 8, or 4, 4, and 4. And those are the seconds that you're going to breathe in, hold, and release. Okay? You should do that. That's extremely basic. Okay? It can go way deeper than that. But just starting off, you should be doing it every day. Preferably doing it first thing in the morning. Like I like to go now on my terrace to go out there and do a breathing exercise. You don't have to do it for long, but that's extremely alkalizing to your body. Yes, ma'am. I'm sure you are. Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's advanced. Right. Absolutely. That's advanced. She does a lot of advanced stuff, y'all. Okay. But she's absolutely right. But so get to that, do that. You should do that. But like I just said, try to start with a 4-1-4. The main thing is once you breathe in, hold for as long as you can, and breathe out as slowly as you can. Right? You can just start with 5 minutes a day doing that. All right, and that's going to really help your body. It's a huge help. You don't think it's a big deal, but it actually is. Helps your brain tremendously. Like tremendously. That's literally the food for the body, for the brain. Okay, and then excretion or elimination or defecation or whatever word you want to use. Okay, we talked about that ad nauseum in this class. So that should be happening how many times a day? After every major meal. Okay? After every major meal. So if you're eating 3 times a day and you still don't poop at least once a day.
Sorry, is Lou in here?
Lewis walked outside. That's Lewis, yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. So if that's not happening, that's when you want to evaluate what your bowel transit time is and make sure you get that reduced. Okay, reduce it. When I teach at the school I graduated from, where I became a board certified holistic nutritionist, I still teach there 2 days a week, and I'm one of the teachers for the Detox program. So part of that program, they do a bowel transit time, and people coming in, they're like, it's been 4 days, and that kernel still hasn't come out. But at the end of the detox, you see it come all the way down. So it's really good. You know, they have all sorts of, I see all sorts of things. It keeps me current on what's going on, because I don't really have time for it, but it keeps me current, keeps my mind fresh on that. Okay, so we are way over. It's 4 o'clock. We need to start cooking. But are there any last minute questions or clarifications? Yes, ma'am. Collagen. Excuse me. Okay. Collagen will need its own class, but I would say anything that you buy as collagen is automatically not vegan, because it's going to be made from typically cow. Okay. And you don't need to eat another species collagen. What our body makes collagen, but it can't make collagen if you're eating crap. Okay. It needs the nutrients it needs to produce your own collagen. Okay, so plant collagen will be eating like sea moss, kelp. Those are the things that have the micronutrients needed for your body to create collagen. So when they have plant-based collagen, it's not collagen. It just has all the ingredients your body uses to make the collagen. So I would still, of course, I'm going to still tell you to do the plant version, not the, when they say bovine is cow, rather than the bovine version. Not to say that some people have not received benefits from consuming the bovine version. I'm saying you don't need another species collagen. You need human collagen that your body makes on its own. So feed it that. That's my suggestion. But do what you will. Okay? Is that any questions or comments on that? No, I'm saying a plant-based collagen is not actual collagen. Right, when you buy the animal-based collagen, it's actual collagen from that animal. A plant-based collagen gives you all the micronutrients your body needs to make its own collagen. So it's no actual collagen in plant-based collagen that you purchase. Yeah, because there's no such thing. Yep, it's just giving you all the materials for your body to do it yourself, which should be the goal. Okay, I gotta get started, y'all. Okay, on collagen. I gave them the names as Brooklyn, Miller, and Claudia at Arts and Science Council of Mecklenburg County. You can send them an email. If you look up Arts and Science Council, Mecklenburg County, you'll see those 2 names there. They are the ones and make those calls and pass it on to the decision board. Yep. Okay. So we have another low cook, since it's summertime and like 100 degrees outside. We have a low cook thing. Or maybe I should start with the dessert since we have to bake it. We'll start with the dessert first. So I've done my chickpea blondies in here. Another dump and go recipe that's flourless, gluten-free, all those things that y'all like, all those buzzwords y'all like to hear. Okay. Makes people feel good, right? So this is a different version. This is not my recipe. This is another girl in the vegan community that I do respect. It's her recipe. And but this is not gluten-free. So if you all can keep me honest and go to my website, www.thenaijagoddess.com, click on the hamburger menu and click on recipes. No, the almond butter blondies. Okay. We're going to do the almond butter blondies. The Naija, Naija, Goddess, GODDESS.com. When you click on the menu bar at the top right, it's called a hamburger menu. It's those 3 lines. Click on recipes. And then the second recipe down will be almond butter blondies. Okay. Oh, I forgot my thingies. Okay. All right. So some of y'all there. Okay. We're going to start with our wet ingredients. And where did my spatula go? Naila, can you get me a silicone spatula from the back? Stuff just gets up and walks away. I swear sometimes. Okay. So it's another dump and go type of thing. You put it all into one bowl, you mix it up, you put it in the oven, and voila. Okay. something happens. Okay. So we have our almond butter here, and she said it's 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. I think that's what it was, or half cup plus 2 tablespoons. And you want to get the runny stuff. That's the good stuff. 'Cause that means it's just been blended. There's no hydrogenated crap and sugars and stuff in it. It should be runny. Okay. While I'm waiting on my thing, so I can just talk to y'all about that. We have some non-dairy milk here. What is this milk? This is almond milk. Yep. We have our whole wheat organic pastry flour. Thank you so much. Y'all, this is my beautiful niece. My sweetheart, my baby, my love. Whole wheat pastry flour here, and I went ahead and added in a little bit of baking soda. So you all know we don't do white flour, white sugar, white rice in this class or in this restaurant. So this is the one I bought right here. And you can buy it in any grocery store. I love Bob's Red Mill. That's the man. I hate that he passed away. But yeah, he passed away a couple months ago. So when you use whole wheat pastry flour, you can sub it 1-for-1 for all-purpose flour. Okay, so you're still getting the whole grain, but it's milled really fine like an all-purpose flour, and then you're still getting all the nutrients. Okay, so I particularly love this one a lot. All right, especially for baked goods. So, okay, now I have this. So I believe I'm supposed to pour all my wet ingredients in here first, right? Are y'all saying yes or no? Okay. Look, I'm trying to tell y'all, I just make this stuff up. So when I'm up here, I'm like, what did I was just doing something. Okay. I don't really know. Okay. That's why I asked y'all to really keep me honest, because I mean it. I literally make these recipes in my head, and then I try it out the morning before. Like, okay, it works. We'll go with that. We'll try that. Okay. So we got our almond butter here and our little bit of milk. I think that was 6 tablespoons plus 2 or something like that. Okay, 6 tablespoons plus 2. All right, so we got that. We're going to add in some vanilla extract. All right. All right. What else? Liquid. Should be coconut sugar, right? 3/4 of a cup. Okay, so this is just over a 1/4 cup right here. And then this is organic. It's 2 different brands. They're all organic. Get it in any grocery store. It's readily available. Okay, I can feel y'all's energy. Let me hurry and get some food in y'all's bellies. Get y'all back on. I always have that lull. Okay, all right, all that talking, like, come on with it. All right, so that is just shy of 3/4 cup. I'm gonna see if it's sweet enough with that. All right, what else? That's it, right? All right. Add the cinnamon. Okay, so we've talked a lot in here about Ceylon cinnamon, so I just brought the bag for y'all to see. I buy stuff in bulk because I have a restaurant. I have to make stuff in bulk. But I get this off of Amazon. This is Ceylon cinnamon, organic. This is the one that doesn't have all the heavy metals and things. Hi, welcome, Love in Action. It was like a 1/2 teaspoon, right? Or a 1/4 teaspoon? Okay. When it's something is less than a teaspoon of cinnamon, it's just to add a depth of flavor. It's not to add a cinnamon flavor. Okay. And when you have Ceylon cinnamon versus the traditional cinnamon you find in grocery stores, it's a totally different flavor. It's a very different flavor. All right. And I got this particular bag off of Amazon. Not sponsored, but sponsor me if you want to. Okay. We're open to all that. Hey, come on, Amazon. I'm ready for you. Okay, so I'm going to just mix this because the nut butters get tight. Now, I chose almond butter for this one because, like I said, this is not Annie's recipe. So this is her recipe. I just picked this one because I had done cashew butter before, and it tasted more like a chocolate chip cookie. So you can, if you have a nut allergy, you can use sunflower seed butter, pumpkin seed butter. Last call in the kitchen. Get that lasagna, y'all. Okay, get your things, because they ready to walk out when we're done. Okay, all right. Let me hurry up. I see Sharon fading on me. Let me hurry up. Okay, that's our liquids, right? All right. So now I should sift it in, but I sifted it into this jar. Hey, close the door, sweetheart. All right, so that's our flour and baking soda. Here's our little bit of oat flour. Anything else? This will be a very thick batter. Shoot, it's got all over my dress and shoes. All right, I'm going to add in the chocolate chips. All right, so for my chocolate cookies, I told y'all last time I've been using this because it tastes more familiar to people. So Toll House has a brand, so I've been liking these because people have been liking them, not really because I like them. I actually don't really like chocolate. I'm not a chocolate fan. I like my men chocolate. So, do that. I've always been partial to white chocolate, honestly, because I just don't. I don't need to have the chocolate. All right. So, I've already made these. I'll pass these around. So when I made it earlier, I did it in parchment paper, but I accidentally threw the parchment paper away. So I'm going to have to use some of this coconut oil. Okay. Okay. So y'all see this is a thick batter, right? But that's pretty easy, right? It's not that many ingredients. It's not super sweet. If you need it sweeter, do you. Like I always say. Do you, boo. No judgment here. We're just going to spread this around evenly. And we're going to place it in a preheated oven on 350 for about 22 minutes. Okay. Uh-huh. I know that very well, Rebecca. And then just for extra crunch, you put more chocolate chips on top. I didn't have more chocolate chips. Well, the ones I had to make another batch of cookies for the restaurant tomorrow. So y'all getting white chocolate chips. If you don't like white chocolate chips, whatever chips you like that's non-dairy, Yes, I filled the dessert case every day with muffins, cookies, brownies, and then the grab and go as well. All right, and then I'm gonna have When she's not busy, we're gonna put this in the oven for 350. Naila, when you get a chance, you come put this in the oven, please. And then we'll have Angela come and pass this around. By the magic of TV, that's done. Okay, let me keep it moving. All right. So those of you who are following along, if you open up the next recipe, which is the sesame ginger noodle salad, I think that's what I called it. We're going to slice up a few things. And why I love this recipe is because of the dressing. It is delicious. Okay? It is delicious. So you see that there's a whole food plant-based recipe, no oil, no refined sugar. If I were to make any tweaks to it, I probably wouldn't add the oat flour to it because I could taste the oats a little bit. But it's a good snack. I think it's a good snack. Okay. Okay, yeah. Personally. You made that? Okay. For the dressing, huh? Oh. I would probably take it out. I would just increase the pastry flour. Personally. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I'm critical of food, so I just, you know, I'm not saying it's cool. It's cool. I wouldn't have done it for y'all if it wasn't cool. It just, you know, you can taste the almond butter. That's the goal. Taste the almond butter and the depth of flavor with the coconut sugar. So what y'all think?
Don't you tell them.
Okay, at least y'all waking back up. Y'all coming back to me now? Okay. You got a second? Okay, cool. Take it home. I ain't gonna eat it. Just take it home. I don't want none of that at the house. I gotta cook something different for my husband for Father's Day today. So whatever he wants. Okay, so what am I doing with this dressing? Okay, I think initially I used avocado oil in the one I already prepared for class, but I ran out, so I'm gonna use coconut oil. Hi, welcome, love, and action. Okay, so what did I say? Did I say a quarter cup or a half cup? Oh, y'all too busy eating. I ain't gonna help. Y'all just leave me hanging. See that? They just looking up nothing. I understand. Look, somebody help me remember whatever I concocted at 3 o'clock this morning. The first one, I think I said I use avocado oil, but I'm using coconut oil. But how much did I say? A third cup? Okay, I was way off. All right. No, I know I said avocado oil. Okay. All right, so that's a third of a cup of, I use coconut oil in this instance because I don't have any avocado oil. And then I said, a quarter cup of soy sauce? Okay, and here I have tamari. Who recalls what tamari is? Soy sauce, but what? Without? Without. Tamari is gluten-free soy sauce. So it's made without the wheat. It's just the soybean and without the wheat. Okay? Thank you. And Naila, put this in the oven, 350, and set your alarm for 23 minutes. All right. Last call for the restaurant, y'all. We only have cakes, pies, and grab-and-goes available after that. Get you some lasagna. All right. I think I said a quarter cup of soy sauce. Okay, I'm going to need a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to bring a little more than that. Might have to add some MSG to it because I don't have enough soy sauce. All right, and I said what, a tablespoon or two of rice vinegar?
Yes, 1 tablespoon rice.
1 tablespoon rice vinegar? Okay, I'm going to The spirit said to do a little bit more, so I did that. Okay. 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. We used this last week. Remember, we're going to use this for flavor, right? Because ultimately, I'll let you just use only sesame oil, but that's very expensive. Okay? That's why we're using a carrier oil. Hi, welcome, Love in Action. I said 1 tablespoon? Okay. All right. That's 1 tablespoon. I used all the rest of agave on the one I did for y'all. So I'm going to do half agave, half maple. Processing. So the dark one is the least processed, the light one's the most processed. Preferably because it's going to have a little bit more nutrients in it than the light one. Huh? Yeah, it's still, they're both fine. It's just like you have different versions, extra virgin olive oil. It's just been processed more. That's all that is. Hi, welcome, Love in Action. Okay, what else? Before I get to the garlic and the ginger and the lime juice, anything else? Sesame seeds, a tablespoon. So here's some organic sesame seeds. Regular sesame seeds, absolutely. Yep. Did y'all hear that? Okay, that deserves a round of applause. Okay, round of applause. Mission accomplished. We got one convert. Okay? Pastor K says he is now fully organic. That is excellent. It's a big deal. All right, for the baby mouse. Okay, and the one I pre-did, I did not add any red pepper flake. But the one I'm doing for class, I'm adding some red pepper flake. I think what I say, like a teaspoon for y'all. What did I say? I said optional. See? This doesn't do anything. I would put some real heat. This is just a little, All right, that's half a teaspoon. I think that can be palatable for you all, for transitioning hot tolerance people. That's okay. Anything else before? Lime juice. Okay, so now I'm going to chop up some ginger. Now, normally I would grate in the ginger, but I did not bring the grater. So we're going to chop this. Now, who remembers? This is my chef knife, yes? You take your thumb and index. You grab it here. You drop your hand down. This is how you have control of your knife. It's an extension of your arm. None of this business. None of that. None of this. None of this. Okay, you do not have control. This thing can slide out your hand very easily. Now, as a person who is injured and has no feel in his hand, following the proper technique keeps my hand, my other hand safe from cutting my fingers off. Okay? Yes. Thumb, index. Grab here, then you just drop your hands. Now you have full control of the knife, not the knife having control over you. Okay? So now I can be like, because if you hold up, that's how you can do these rocking motion, all the fancy things I used to do crazy fast before this injury. I don't even like to claim an injury. Words are powerful. But there is a difference. I can't deny that there's a difference because I don't feel anything in this hand. I can pick up very hot plates and don't feel anything. That's not a necessarily good thing because my skin will still burn. I just don't feel it. Okay, so, all right, so we have our ginger. Huh? No, I never, first of all, I buy only organic. And I never, because you have so many nutrients in the skin. I don't like to skin anything. I don't skin carrots. I don't skin potatoes unless like for the restaurant where we just don't do that. But no, I don't skin anything because usually right under the peel is where most of the nutrients lie, and you're just scraping it away. If I do it, it's for aesthetics. If I have to do something where I have to actually try to make something look pretty, which I hate to do because I'm not good at it, only because I don't have that talent. I mean, I said I don't have the talent. It's not my natural gift. It hasn't been my natural gift. And you're going to slice, like when you do this, you still want to slice your garlic. You still make slits in the garlic. And you're still coming through, cut halfway. So when you go down, it's already minced. Okay? It's the same way you cut an onion. Like I was showing you how to cut an onion. Because you could do like this, but it's going to take longer. Because now it's just going to fall apart in different pieces. I don't know if y'all can see that on the camera. Yeah, so you just slice the cloves like that. Or you can get a garlic mincer. The thing y'all see me use, a little rocker thing. And then just knock it out. But, well, my favorite garlic ginger combination. It's very, very, very good.
Now, what about garlic that is very good to know when you're cutting it that you need to do to get your appetite?
Why don't you tell the class, Yvonne? That's a great point you're bringing up.
Well, since you told us that garlic has a agent that you have to let it sit in order to, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, to get the real
Medicinal compounds.
medicinal compound of your garlic. Once that minute or two happens, then you can smell it really in your hand. So when you both sweat in your face.
So the medicinal compound she's referring to is called allicin, ALLICIN. Okay, and so all of the cancer-fighting, anti-inflammatory, antifungal, all those compounds they talk about, if the allicin has not had time to develop, it is not present in garlic. Just like when you have the sulforaphane, when you eat cruciferous vegetables like the broccoli we're going to introduce in a second, if you don't let it sit for a second, just chill for a hot minute, it's not present. Okay, so cut your vegetables and let it, prep your stuff first, and then make everything else, and then it'll be present. Then it's medicinal to the body. No tasting. So when it cuts, just like when you, if I were to take some of that basil, it feels that it's been attacked. It's going to start to grow, right? So when you cut into the vegetable, it's like, oh shoot, our defense is up, and it shoots that sulforaphane out. Same concept. Okay, so you just got to give it a second. It's not instantaneous. Yeah, they're already there. So just let it, when it comes to temperature, just let it sit for a second. And not long, just 2-3 minutes. Mm-hmm. It produces the same compound, allicin. The difference is it has additional antioxidants. So anything that's purple that we're going to see today has a different phytochemical. What's phyto mean again? Different plant chemicals. So different plant chemicals have different medicinal properties. So anthocyanin is the purple one that will be present in the purple garlic that's not in the white garlic. Let me just make sure this tastes right. Now black garlic is something totally different. It's delicious. Oh, it's delicious. It's sweet and yeah. Oh God, it's good. Okay, that's perfect. Huh? Oh, you about to eat it? You gonna eat it? Yeah, that was good. Okay, happy with that. Minus the heat part. Okay, so we have our noodles pre-cooked. So the ones I did for you all are whole wheat noodles. These are chickpea noodles. Okay. All right. So it's your pick. And I took some of the marinade and just tossed it in the noodles just so they wouldn't stick because I made them around 12 o'clock today. So what we're going to do, we're going to take all of our fruit, our veg that I already chopped up, because I know y'all's attention span of me chopping vegetables was not going to work. Okay. But here's what I did. And I can show you. I bought shredded carrots, organic, red bell pepper that I sliced. I shaved the crown of broccoli. I have another crown here, and I can make a mess and show you all how to do that real quick. Here's the crown I shaved. Now what I do with these stems, I like to use a spiralizer and make noodles from them because they hold up really well. Okay, instead of like the zucchini noodles or sweet potato noodles, the broccoli stem noodles are my favorite. They're delicious and they absorb flavor very well, especially if you do like a lemon butter sauce. It is chef's kiss, okay? So I just shaved that off. That's in here. We have our edamame, which is going to be the main protein source in addition to chickpea noodles for this noodle salad. We have some shaved red cabbage. You could use green cabbage, but again, it has additional phytochemicals in here, so you have the anthocyanin in here for it being purple red family. So we've got that. Am I missing something? And the green onion. Huh? You know that. I'm always a little bit partial to purple and green because those are my favorite colors. You're going to see a lot of that all the time. I usually wear purple lipstick. All the things. And I have some green onion in here as well. So I'm just going to mix this around. I don't know if this bowl's big enough. Hi, welcome Love in Action.
Do you have any cilantro in it?
Oh, yes. And a whole thing of cilantro. What the cilantro does?
Heavy metal.
Heavy metals. Hey, welcome Love in Action. Heavy metals.
Heavy metals. It can get
She on fire. She on fire today.
all the bacteria that we eat, the meat and aluminum, everything that we have in our, what do you call it? What's that toxic the fish have? Mercury. So we take the mercury out your system. So if you eat meat like me, I can chop the chicken. I'm sorry, I just have
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with the chicken. A whole lot wrong. But that's your choice. It's your choice.
plenty of cilantro now.
Okay. So y'all see how beautiful this is? You know we're talking about eating the rainbow every day? So this salad is a way for you to eat a variety of different colored vegetables, a variety of vegetables, period, a multitude of vegetables in one dish that you probably wouldn't eat on your own because you have accompanied with something that seems indulgent like a pasta. But like I said, this is chickpea pasta, and the one I have in here is whole wheat pasta. So you're still getting all your nutrients, you're getting plenty of fiber, you're getting extra protein here for those who care about all that stuff, because your buzzwords. Let me give you y'all's buzzwords, okay? Gluten-free, paleo, all the things, right? It's not those things, but it's not gluten-free. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So that's it. So you take this, and we're going to pair this with this, and we're going to pour this amazing sauce, because we kind of touched a couple of different Asian countries with this sauce. This is an Asian sauce. It's not particular to one country, just generic Asian. Okay, generic Asian. So we're going to toss this around. And the beauty about this particular salad, the longer it sits, the better it tastes. Oh my God. And this is a cold noodle salad. Okay. Huh? This is the chickpea noodle. The one that I'm going to serve first is the whole wheat noodle. Okay, so just so you can just see. And you just toss it around, and you'll see all those amazing colors come through. And you let this thing sit. I'm telling you, it's great. Okay, and it's hard to overeat this. And you can always add even more veg to it, make it even more colorful. Have less of have an equal pasta to veg ratio. That's the goal here by weight. Okay. This is something very easy to meal prep. You can leave this in glass canisters and portions, and you'll have meal prep for the week. Okay, because again, as the more it sits, it's flavorful, and the vinegar in there helps it with the shelf life. Okay, and the vinegar in there also helps blunt any kind of spike in insulin. So if you were unfortunately using white noodles, right, it will help with that. Okay, if you weren't using like the whole wheat or the chickpea noodle. Okay, but look at that. It's so beautiful, right? Or my district, I think that's so pretty. Sorry. What's up? No. You have to build that up. Okay. Build up your tongue. You have to eat more fiber in general. You have to make sure you're properly hydrated. That's normally the main thing with that. You have to make sure you're properly hydrated, and you have to make sure your pH in your stomach is low enough. So what will help with that is if you had something like a little bit of vinegar before you ate and after you ate to help lower your pH in your stomach, and make sure you've had enough to drink prior, because you don't want to eat and drink together. We've talked about that many times in here. So this is the overflow batch right here. So if I can get someone to come and help with the actual batch. So you all we're going to need some forks, y'all. Naila. It's right here. Okay, great question. The question is, what do you do if cilantro tastes like dish detergent or metal? Some people have a genetic. It's a genetic mutation. I forgot the things. Some tongs too. Okay. That means if that tastes like that to you, don't consume it. You can try culantro and see if you have that reaction to it. It's a cousin to cilantro. It has a little bit of the cilantro flavor. You can use culantro, culantro, and you can get that easily at any African or Asian market. Otherwise, if you have that genetic mutation where it tastes like soap to you, just avoid it. Because when they always say, well, just replace it with parsley. It is not. It's not the same. It's just, you can do it. It still tastes good. Just it won't taste right. I would try culantro or omit it. Yes. There we go. So there are a lot of people in this world where they hate cilantro because it tastes like dish soap or it tastes metallic to them, and it's a genetic mutation. Right. It's not something they can help.
The only reason it tastes like soap to me is because of a child. I got soap in my mouth.
No,
And as I got older,
that's fine.
when I eat cilantro,
Mm-hmm.
it reminded me of that soap. So sometimes they use ingredients in those products, like cilantro, and they probably use it to come off back in the
Do you still feel like it tastes like soap now?
Yeah.
You might be one of those people though.
But I still eat it.
You still even though it tastes like soap?
Get used to it.
You just get used to it. You're stronger than me. If it don't taste right, I don't fool with it. Unless it's something healthy, like I hate cucumbers, but I will still force myself to do it, even though I cannot stand the taste of cucumber, even though it's so good for you. So that's it, y'all. So these beautiful ladies are passing this out, and if y'all have any questions or comments, this is super easy to make. I said again, meal prep. This is a great thing. Use glass mason jars. You'll have it for the whole week, and it's fantastic. If you don't want to use a capellini noodle or angel hair, as they call it, if you don't use a capellini noodle, you can use whatever noodle you prefer. You could do this with wild rice. I love this with wild rice when I've done this before. That's my personal favorite, but y'all have seen me do wild rice a lot. I would replace the capellini with wild rice and do a rice salad. Also, you can do orzo pasta, where it's like a rice-shaped pasta, as long as you can find it in a whole grain, which is harder to find. You have to go to more of a specialty store for that. Absolutely. Delicious with kelp noodles. Yeah, I haven't done the kelp noodles this year. It's a classic. So, any questions or comments? Let's see, what time are we at? Okay, we're right on time. Right on time. Is this something y'all can make? Yeah? Okay, that's a great goal, Sharon. You could do it. I wouldn't do regular rice if you mean white rice, but if you mean like brown rice or quinoa, it can be made with any other grain of your choice, or even kelp noodles, or in anything that you like as the starch of it. You can easily replace that.
Now, what about that African grain that you told us about?
Fonio.
Only.
I would make some adaptation with fonio, because the fonio is going to absorb it so much. I would add way more veg to fonio ratio. Yep. It's very fresh, and so add more of the vegetables you like. You don't have to do, it's not prescriptive. So these are the ones I just like together with it, but you want to make sure. So in here, what's our protein in this dish from our macronutrient perspective? The edamame, and what else? The chickpea pasta. Okay, what is what's our fat? The oil. And what's our starch? The pasta and what else? There is some starch in the beans, yes, but what else? All the vegetables, because vegetables are carbs. Okay, that's why I say don't demonize the word carbohydrate. It's the high processed carbs that we after, but all vegetables are carbs, carbohydrates. Yeah, peppers in this one. Okay. So we have a question on the floor. The difference between good carbs and bad carbs. I don't like to use the words good and bad. I like to say better for your body. Okay. A carbohydrate buy you off. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Happy Father's Day, Pastor K. A carbohydrate that is not processed, that is naturally found in the earth, is ultimately a good carbohydrate. So like a sweet potato, your kale, your collard greens, those are all those are naturally occurring carbohydrates that are good. What is a bad carbohydrate or not optimal for your body? Donuts, candy, potato chips, deep fried French fries. You said cupcakes. Those are quote unquote carbs that are not good for you. All the stuff you buy in a package, okay, like Takis. I keep saying Takis, Little Debbie's, Entenmann's, all the things I can't remember anymore. All of them things. Anything you buy in a box, Chips Ahoy, all that stuff. Those are quote unquote bad carbs. Those are just not optimal for your body. They are ultra processed. There's no nutrients in it. It's all with white sugar and man-made chemicals and additives. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Oreos are vegan. It's not healthy. Vegan doesn't mean healthy. Vegan just means free of animals. Okay. Yeah. Oreos are not healthy. They are made with trans fat, hydrogenated oils, tons of white sugar, tons of chemicals. There's just no animal products in it. No animals died making Oreos. However, they're not healthy for the human body. If it's an indulgence you choose to have occasionally, so be it. But it's not healthy. Just if you see something that says vegan, you think it's healthy, it's not. Especially now because most companies have caught on that people like the word vegan and plant-based, and now they're slapping that label on everything, and most of that crap is crap. Okay, if it's not a whole food that you recommend, everything in the salad, is one ingredient. Everything in the salad is one ingredient. When you start having a list of things, that's where the problem comes in. Yes. So you can use. I use my chef knife. This is my extension of my hand, and I can show you real quick. You sure? But if you feel like your knife skills aren't there, you can use a cheese grater. So you can stop eating the dairy cheese and repurpose it. Okay, and you just shred it. But I just chopped all this up with a knife. Yep. That's my, they have to bring it. You said it was spicy? Oh. Oh, okay. You have plenty more. Oh, is this done? Huh? Oh, it's done. Okay. You talking about these? She's got a couple right there. Yeah. Yeah. The level of capsaicin, because black pepper is very low in the Scoville heat unit. You are doing. You've improved a lot. Don't beat yourself up. You're doing great. Yeah. Like I said, I've had this one jar years. I think I bought it when I moved to Charlotte 7 or 8 years ago. If I've used, it doesn't go bad. It's just ain't nothing wrong with it. I keep it in a cool, dark place. I use not even a quarter teaspoon when I use it. Long as you're using it, very sparingly, just as a little enhancement on certain things. Okay. Take it. Come on. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, class is officially adjourned. I am grateful for your time and attendance today, as always. We'll be back here next Sunday for a class. We have 2 classes left. So hopefully y'all got some of Chef's lasagna if you're able to. Come and visit us throughout the week. And this coming Friday, if that's the 21st, we are doing our monthly event here, which is karaoke, okay? So I can't sing, but I'm going to be on the mic, okay? I'm going to be on the mic, okay? Okay, it's free, and if you go to our new revamped website, loveandactioncafe.com, thank you. It's fresh and clean now, right? Yeah, it's on our new logo. It's on our banner out here. If you go to loveandactioncafe.com, click on events, you can register for our event, and if you register, you get a free meal that night. It's free to come, but you get a free meal, okay? It's from 5 to 9 on Friday, okay? So we just love to have you all come out. We have a good time with our monthly events. People just get to let their hair down, have a good time. And I like karaoke when people can't sing, so don't feel like you can't come if you can't sing. But if you or Patty LaBelle, feel free to come on out too, okay? Like, come on. This is at the 20. If it's the 21st, then yes. Is that the 21st? I don't know. Okay, then it's 21st. Yep, chef will be back and all that. All right, thank y'all so much. I'm turning off the microphone now. I sure will. All right, what y'all think about the salad? Okay. Yeah.